What a week. What a week. It's
You
crazy.
have to play the Pirates of the
We're live
Caribbean
now.
theme
We did
song.
it.
Jack
We should
Sparrow would
have.
be
See,
way better at seizing oil tankers than fucking these assholes.
if I was like on it like Nick is so on it all the time. I
What
want
do
to
you
know
mean?
if Nick's a coffee person, you know?
A
Like
what?
Nick's just on it. All if he's like a coffee person.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Like,
definitely. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it because like, I'm like, uh, I consider myself like I'm young, I'm energetic, but like I hit a wall. Like honestly, like if I do more than 3 a day, twice in a row, like live,
yeah.
like I
Yeah.
die. I like it kills me.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
You know
You
what he
know,
did to me the other day? He put me on Zev Shalev for the 5 stack. I didn't know
nice.
that that's what I was doing though. And also, I don't think Zev like understood that we were. I know he didn't understand that we were talking about a new boat strike story.
Oh.
Like he thought we were just on to talk about the boat strike, like the September
Mm-hmm.
one. So, I mean, that was a really good reaction when I started telling it, and he was just like,
Whoa.
"What? Wait,
You don't
what?"
see Zev surprised very often. You don't you know
Yeah, yeah,
he's usually informed. He's usually very well informed. He
yeah,
doesn't.
and like he really is. And then we have to do like 5 stints, just very rapid fire, talking about the top 5 headlines. And I haven't been reading the headlines because I've been handling this fucking story, and so I was like, I don't want to look stupid in front of Zev Shalif,
You're not.
I
Yeah,
don't want to
no,
look stupid.
I totally hear you though because it's like I'm like I was getting ready for my show today and I was like, "Oh, like I these are my 6 things." And then I started doing cuz I can't help myself, you know. I'm like reading and I was like, "Oh, I wonder about this." And then I'm like in like an hour later, I'm like still focused on the same exact thing. And I'm like, oh,
Yes.
Thailand's having a coup. Of course. You know, like
Yes.
I was just gonna get an update on the war, but now they're having a coup. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so but I did figure out why they're being pirates. I figured it out. I think I did. I have a solid theory. I've got a really solid theory on why they're
I
being
want to hear
pirates.
your theory, and then I'm gonna share with you my theory that made my husband want to leave the country. So you go. You go.
Okay. So on December 1st, the Chinese rare mineral export controls, the secondary ones, went into effect.
Mhm.
Which basically the equivalent of this is like if you took a pillow and you like, I think my analogy was if you took a pillow and you smothered the United States tech and defense industry, that's what these exports do. And so,
Mhm.
uh, what ends up happening is you see the US and the oligarchs are shitting themselves. They don't know what to do because these exports stop them from making everything. There's literally nothing they can do. And they like did a trial run of this. Remember in November when he went around, he went to like and met with Xi, and then he got soybeans and Xi allowed us to continue to receive certain rare earth minerals, not all of them, but certain ones. Now, things went into effect in December on the 1st. And these things, well, I don't know, they just happened to, I don't know, cripple the entire US tech economy and make it so our defense industry can't do any form of replenishment or, I don't know, anything. So China imports 72 to 74% of its oil. A lot of that comes from Venezuela. So the ship they seized was part of the Chinese, Russian, Iranian shadow fleet, which happened to be headed for China at the time. My theory is that they are trying to. Carl, it's my tie. What are you doing, Carl? There you go. God, get your shit together, man. Oh my God. Um,
Your cameraman's drunk. Oh,
Dude, he's
it's
drunk.
7
I'm
p.m.
drunk. He's drunk. No, I'm not drunk. I'm here. But my theory basically is that they are trying to reverse threaten China to say, we're going to cut off your access to oil by seizing your tankers if you don't give us access to the element, the rare earth minerals. Of course, this wasn't enough for me. So I said, there's no way. There's no way that we're going to beat Xi Jinping because he's fucking running circles around these idiots. They're so dumb. And so I'm like, I looked it up and I was like, okay, so like what? They last like what, 12, 13 days if they stop getting oil? I'm like, no way Xi Jinping is making a move without knowing that they're going to get the oil. So I'm like, oh yeah, Xi Jinping has like 3 months worth of oil stockpiled, ready to go. And then turns out that, I think we're going to see they're going to quietly flip a switch over there in Beijing. And that switch says that if you use Article 49 of their plan or whatever, okay, and if you use any Chinese rare earth minerals or products in your product and you sell it to the United States, China will stop supplying you, which means not only do we not get chips,
We're gonna be cut off.
he can turn off all the defense industry. Like, this, like, like military, like munitions, ships, all these things need parts all the time. I don't know how stupid they were to think that, oh yeah, we'll just get all of the basic shit we need from China for our military. And it's like, oh, well, not China. Well, it doesn't matter if you get it from Japan, because guess where Japan gets their shit? From China. They're like, if they do this, which last of my knowledge, they haven't unpaused it. But if they do, we are cooked.
Cooked.
Which I say this with the most I guess the most irony and the sadness is that every win that Xi Jinping has is a loss for the oligarchy. And if they have to think twice about using missiles to kill innocent people in the Caribbean because they won't be able to replace them, I suppose that we have to find our positives where we can find them. And, the same applies to NVIDIA and Oracle and all of these places. So if I'm being candid, I hope they flip the fucking switch, because the longer it takes them to build their data centers that are going to like destroy the earth, the better. We just need like the long game. We win what we can, take whatever wins we can, get our fucking government back. And then maybe we can, like, I don't know, get rid of these assholes. But like anything helps, I suppose. That's my
Like, how
theory.
long until
Not substantiated, based on my
how long before, just chips, though? How long before it's, like, T-shirts? Like,
Oh,
how
I'm sure.
long
Like,
before
I'm
it's,
sure.
like, how many consumer goods are gonna be throttled? You know what I mean?
They could. That's the thing. That's the thing that I've always said. It's like the whole in their head, they're like, "Yo, all we do is buy shit from China. Like, dude, they need us. China, we're in like a relationship with China, and like China is not gonna find a guy like me ever again. I'm like,
Yeah, right?
whatever." And then China's like, damn, you're fucking fool. I got like everybody's trying to be with me right now. So you want to slap some fatty tariffs on me? I bring the milkshake to the yard. Like, it's not you. And so at the end of the day, I feel like, yeah, it probably hurt China. Like, it probably didn't feel good. That breakup wasn't like nice, but like also like other people want China's
Yeah.
goods. They want the minerals, that mineral milkshake. They want it. So they can go other places. Us, on the other hand, who else is going to provide us like this? The craziest thing I will say is, in the United States, we just had one of the only semiconductor chip plants we had in Arizona quietly announced it's shutting down. Because they say there's no demand. Well, we know there's fucking demand. Look at America. It's because
Yeah.
They don't have the metal. It's gallium nitrate. It's what, but only China in particular, they need this metal because it can handle like really, really high heat for cooling and all of these chips
Mhm.
and all of our missiles and anything that uses, a computer, which is
Yeah.
everything. They,
Data centers, I'm sure.
yeah, that's, like data centers are the devil. Like like if there's a
They
real
are.
manifestation of Satan, if he were to ever like, and it's not Trump, it's not Peter Thiel, it's a fucking data center sucking the water, like a big Thomas, like Thomas the Train, except smack a face on it like a data center, and that's so I
Yeah.
don't know. That's what I got. I think it's interesting. You got a lot of weird little things going on right now. But I keep thinking we're in like a Cold War. This is a Cold War. This is Cold War II.
Yeah.
And it's between China and the US. And we are not winning. We have not been winning this whole time, like at all.
No.
What's the word? I feel like the word I use today is I feel like the United States is in the reactive position. And that's not where you want to
Mhm.
be in a conflict.
Right.
But I don't know. That's what
Yeah,
I
in
got
this
for.
divorce in this divorce, they're walking away with the house and the kids and the car
Mm-hmm.
right now and the friends.
Yeah.
Like, we got nothing. We got
Yeah.
nothing in it. Yeah.
You
Oh
know.
my God.
So that
You
I don't know. Maybe I
you
could
always
be
know how to
wrong.
cheer me up, you know? You always know just what to say. That's what I was listening to you in the car the other day. I was like, man, I really enjoy listening to Shane. He's breaking this down. It's so fucking interesting. And also, we're all gonna die.
We're not all gonna die. We're not all gonna
We're all
die.
gonna die.
I was like, look, I think yesterday I was like, look, it's like either the government or slavery. Let's just not do the slavery. Like, it shit
Yeah.
sucks, dude. It fucking pisses me off. Oh, and you know what
Yeah.
I was reading right before this? Before we go there, I want to hear what you were telling your husband before, because I just
Okay. So the other night I was thinking about Steve Bannon, which isn't something I do
I'm
often, but
sorry.
I had just I don't know. I was laying there thinking about Steve Bannon. And I was thinking about the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing and how everybody's like wanting to celebrate it or also wanting to, I don't know, everybody's got their fucking theories, man. But she's been like super close with Steve Bannon for like 3 years now, solid. And I was like, okay, so now she's doing this interview where they're wanting her to say MAGA, and she is like intentionally not saying MAGA. She's saying America first. Okay, so that was like
Mhm.
part one. And then I started, I'm getting all these news alerts about like the buzz in Washington is that Kristi Noem's going to get fired because she's having an affair.
I saw
And Cash
she's having an
Patel
affair?
is
What? See, I miss all this
something
shit.
like that.
I'm missing all this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's something so fucking dumb. And then Kash Patel, they're thinking about, and I was like, what if this whole cartoon cabinet was just the disposable wrecking balls? They're so absurd. They're so over the top. They're so inept. They are very disposable. Every one of those people is very disposable. Like, did anybody know who these people were that weren't in their direct like circle
Right.
before this? You know what I mean? In a
Right.
political sense, like people knew Pete from the Weekend Show when he could stumble and hung over on Fox, but like, um, they were all pretty surprising appointments. So what if these were just disposable appointments and they knew that they would be so inept, they would be a perfect wrecking ball because the wrecking ball would look like ineptitude, right? And so they would get all of their demolition out of the way. Then they get rid of them. And then in 2026, as we're gearing up, early 2026, they start getting rid of these idiots and start putting in, stuffy white guys in suits. And so the MAGA base feels like, okay, he's coming back from the ledge. These are
Mm.
guys that look like Republicans. These are classic
These are white
traditional
men. I
GOP.
feel much more secure. These are
These
old
are
white men.
these are white men in gray suits. I can vote for this once again because they're not insane like these other people. And so they get the MAGA base back, but all these stuffy old white men are from the Heritage Foundation. And they rebuild out every agency in their Christian nationalist fucking dreams, right? Like they just rebuild everything out according to Project 2021.
I think like
And then they
I
win the
think I see.
midterms because the GOP has somebody they can vote for. They don't want to vote for this insanity. But maybe Trump being impeached, being removed, being 25th, whatever, is part of that whole package. I'm not sure that Trump needs to be taken out, but I think they definitely are positioning for a post-Trump GOP.
I think like I think it's worse after Trump. I think JD Vance can look at a
Yeah.
camera and say,
Yeah.
anyone who is writing X in the press is a terrorist and we're coming for you. And then step off a podium, right? Like he doesn't need he's not going to need to have the whole like truth. He's not going to truth. He's going to stand up in front of the podium and make a fucking address, and then they're going to just do shit with cold fucking efficiency. which is why I think that like I think to a degree, like I think you're right. Like these people are stupid. They are expendable. It's like it's a show. It's the Trump show.
And this is
like
that feels like a Steve Bannon fucking plot. This is what he does. You know, he's very reality TV with his like political scheming. And this would be the perfect. They could even broadcast, you know, like an Apprentice style, the president firing one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You're fired.
Oh yeah. I don't know. This is the president these days, though.
Yeah. They'd have to elbow him, and he wakes up. Oh, you're fired.
Fire him. No, I think I feel like that is the case. I mean, like, look, what happens? Like, okay, craziest. This is my nightmare. I wake up, Trump's dead. Peter Thiel is vice president. And JD Vance
straight for the jugular there.
Yeah, no, I mean, like at this point, like maybe he's finally comfortable enough, right? Like it's, you know, he's whatever they end up doing. He's vice president, and just JD Vance just starts doing things, and you know, and we're all just like, what? And he does his stupid thing where he opens his mouth and he does the Ben Shapiro and he talks in circles. And then, you know, does horrible things, awful things that Trump, you know, I don't know, like Trump doesn't say much of anything. Like, if we're going to be really honest, okay, like he doesn't really say much of anything. He doesn't really do much of anything. He's an auto pen. He's been an auto pen since he walked into office. Okay, like what has he done recently? He's not doing anything. He's being fed, you know, the Somalis, I hate them. Get rid of them. They're trash. They're garbage. You know, and Stephen Miller's over there fucking giggling. Like, oh my God, I'm so good about the Somalis. I told him earlier. Ha. You know, like the dude's got zero thoughts in his brain. You know, it's like
every time I watch one of these like Christmas movies with Keegan and there's an evil elf like involved, I see Stephen Miller. He's like the evil elf.
I just keep seeing him like, you know, like, oh, there's someone, because like you got all these people coming from the Middle East, like the Qataris and MBS, and I just saw him like fucking in my mind. He's in the corner, like they had to put him in a closet with like a, you know, a bit in his mouth because he's like, there's a brown person in the White House, you know, like just freaking out. Like he, you know, that guy, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I think that guy is, he's like a Himmler kind of a deal, but I go back and forth, like how much, you know, who's in charge, you know, and I the only thing I can think of is like, no one is really in charge. They all just kind of have loose agreements.
It's right. I think it's entirely a lot of different groups of people that each have their own agenda and they're sort of handshaking their way around. Like, okay, you get this done. I get this done. They're working in tandem, but each of them has their own, you know, agenda that they want to, and I think for the most part, they're staying out of each other's way so they can each get like the full benefit of what they came in for.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, I think
And with Trump in the middle being held like a puppet,
he's
each of
weekend
them
at
holding his
Bernie's.
strings.
It's dead ass weekend at
It
Bernie's, and
is.
he's
Yeah.
gonna die, and they're gonna say he's like sick, and they're gonna keep it that way for like a week. Like we're not gonna
Yeah.
find out he's dead. Like we're all gonna be like, okay, like he hasn't truthed for like I don't know, like a week. He's
48
fucking
hours.
dead. You know, like yeah, it's been 8 hours. He must be dead. You know, but like they're gonna be like, oh, because they're gonna be like, oh shit, we gotta auto pen like 12 things now that Trump's dead.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think you're right. I think like you've got like, but the bright side of this, because I'm there's not many, but when he dies, they all have their own little realm of the world. The thing is, these people are not inclined to work as a team. They will eat each other alive to try and
They will
be in power. That's it. So you've got the midterms and you've got that moment of weakness. Do I think
even like the religious aspect of it, they're all different strains of Christianity.
a lot of them are Jewish? Like a
So
lot of them are like from Israel too.
Right. But this movement to like put the 10 Commandments in schools and put all this. Okay, so at some point you're right, you're going to reach the stage where it's the Catholics versus the Protestants. Literally, like, wait a minute, we didn't agree to that. That's not our doctrine. So even among Christianity, when you say they want to make like a Christian theocracy, which I fully believe they do, I think each of these groups, because I've read a lot from this chick who came out of the like Opus Dei movement shit, and she's like super convinced that they are powerful enough that they are in charge right now. The Catholics are running things. And I'm from the evangelical Christian nationalist movement, and I know how fucking powerful they are. So I think it's going to be like the Protestants and Catholics all over again. All we know how to do, humans, is this circular history, right? We just know how to
how
go
are
in
we
big
going to kill
circles.
each other this century? How?
Right.
I was talking to my fiance, and she's like, "Dude, we're gonna see mech suits in 10 years." I'm like, "It's too fucking early for me to think about this. Like, I just got up. Like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do mech suits right now. Like, I'm struggling enough with drones.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like it's just, I was just like, this is not. We're not doing mech suits right now."
I've seen that. Have you seen that meme where it's like me as soon as my boyfriend wakes up and it's like, today the topic is slavery.
Yeah. See, but that's like the reverse. She's always like, dude, stop. Like you've constantly got some charged shit to say to me. Like I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry. Like, you know, like we can just talk about like, you know, like normal human things. Like I'll talk about slavery later. Like I say slavery, like, I don't know, like at least twice a day, you know, like in an unironic literal.
My husband can tell. I've got my tells and I'll be reading something and then I'll look up and be like, you know what? And he's like, no,
I don't know.
I don't want to know what. I'm like,
I'm capped
over here. Ignorant.
Yeah.
Happy.
I capped out 4 earth-shattering things ago. Okay. Like, you know, I'm trying to support you the best I can by listening to these things. But, you know, there is a certain level of numbing that you achieve when you do this all the time. Like where like normal people are like, I'm like, you read that shit all day? I'm like, yeah, I just put together how JP Morgan is going to put us all like, you know,
read it.
Turn us all into
I write it.
Slaves. That's what I spent 5 hours doing today. You know, like I'm totally fine. You know, they're like, dude, what? Like, it's like, that is so fucking depressing. I'm like, yeah, it is. But, you know,
but today I go into my office. So I rent an office in one of those like shared office spaces, you know.
Yeah.
So there's lots of cool people in there, and most of the time it's pretty dead during the day. They do a lot of stuff in the evening, but like, so I go in today, and of course there's people there, and I look like shit. But anyway, so the woman who like runs it wanted to introduce me to one of the other guys, So I'm like talking to him and she's like, she's an investigative journalist. And he was
Wow.
like, oh, yeah. Like, what kind of stuff have you written? Like, what was your last piece? And I was like,
You know,
so there's this thing in the Navy.
so
Are you ready?
what's the
You
last thing you
just
wrote? Do
poured
you
your
have
coffee.
45 minutes?
Right. So there was video footage and
That was crazy. I just am like, I just think it's insanity. I mean, the whole AI thing, you posted that thing of Pete and he's like, I want you to use AI. I'm like,
God.
dude, I'm like, all I can think about is like, I swear, dude, they're running a psyop. Like they've got custom AI and they're running a psyop on all of the enlisted people and they're
I
trying to
think so
fucking
too.
brainwash them
Yep.
100%.
They've
Like,
been
why?
brainwashing them. I remember the day when it was around 2005. Uh, all the TVs went to Fox News.
Mhm,
Every TV, every screen, like there's TVs on the mess decks and in the gym and like, and they used to be on, like one would be on ESPN and one would be on fucking BT or whatever it was. Like they were on different shit everywhere you went.
mhm.
And then just like that, overnight, everything was Fox News. There was no remote, there was no changing it. And now that's been 20 years of enlisted people that just have Fox News, meow, 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 all day, every day,
Did
everywhere
you
they go. That's fucking intentional.
did you see in Okinawa there was a guy, a soldier, former Marine captain, and I guess recently in Okinawa they started doing like unescorted patrols again around the base. So just U.S. fucking MPs are walking around, and they saw this guy, and he's black, okay, and there's four white MPs and they like come up to him, they demand his ID. He fucking was in the military, knows his rights. He's like, I don't have to give you shit. Like I'm a fucking civilian. Like you don't have any jurisdiction over me. I'm in
Yeah.
Japan. Like who the
Yeah.
do you think? And then I watched this video of this fucking white dude with some pedo stash, picks him up, body slams his ass, body slams him, and detains him. I'm
In
like,
Japan.
in Japan. I'm like, these fucking guys are off their rocker. Like whatever they're telling to these fucking people that they can go around in a foreign country. Like, what if
Yeah.
that guy was a Japanese fucking national?
Yep.
Like,
There we
what if
go.
that
Now we're
guy
at
was
war with Japan
Japanese
again. Oh my God.
and he was a veteran and he had
This
served in
shit is
Okinawa?
Yeah, this shit is so fucking embarrassing. Like this is part of what makes me so fucking angry because they are using enlisted people. They've been using them, they've been brainwashing them, but like this shit is wow. Wow. Yeah,
I'm like, are you
it's
serious?
fucking disgusting.
This is what we're doing now. You're body slamming veterans because what? Because you're some fucking white dude from wherever the fuck you are in podunk nowhere where you've only ever felt special if you can shit on other
Yeah.
people. Like, like I just am like, are you serious? Like that's what we like. God, will they please just throw our troops out of everywhere? Like, please,
Yeah.
just kick us the fuck out. It's not like we're gonna help you anyway. It's not like if you get
Yeah.
invaded, we're gonna fight for you anyway. Like, they could give two shits. They would rather take the whole army and invade the entirety of Latin America. So,
Yeah.
I saw a video this morning of the US dude at the UN, and he's like, we're not going to tolerate any of this activity in our hemisphere. I was like, the fuck did you just
What is
say?
this hemisphere fucking shit?
I said, the fuck did you just say? The hemisphere? And I said, maybe he's
The
tripping.
hemisphere.
He said it 3 more times. And
Yeah.
then there was like, oh, shut up. The president was like, shut up, point of order. And then the Cuban delegate fucking roasted him and like was talking to him in Spanish because it's the UN. And he's like,
Yeah.
but he's basically just calling him a little bitch and like, he's like, you're acting childish or whatever. But the whole thing, I'm like, God, I mean, they are just, this is And it's funny because I feel like the more outrageous they get, like the more they do this shit, the weaker we look. Like we just look
Yeah, we do.
we look weaker and weaker.
And we look totally, totally inept. Like the Colombian newspaper, I posted an article today because I was like trying to follow up on the two guys from the ship and see where they are and what happened to them or whatever. Ecuador let them go, and Colombia, they let him go, and their somebody in their government made a statement that was like, "Hey, we had a suspicion this guy is trafficking drugs. So you had the opportunity to present evidence that you could have turned over to us and we could prosecute this guy, but
Mhm.
now because we I like the way he threw in there, like, because we're a country of laws, like we're not, because we're a country of laws, we have to let this guy go because we don't have any evidence of his crimes because you sank it. So if you
Yeah.
would stop sinking the boats and work with us, right? Like if you capture these people and bring them to us with evidence, then our justice system can work. But how can we do that if you're blowing the evidence to the bottom of the water? Like
You know what was
you're not
crazy?
helping anybody.
You know what really was crazy to me about your story and what you're talking? It's the Marines get on the boat, okay, and the Marines say, "Don't record it." Papa, Papa says, "We're not recording it." Hoorah! The Navy says,
Yeah.
"The fuck you mean? We're gonna
Right.
record it." And then the Marines are like, "No, hoorah! Papa says." Right?
Papa
Like, and
says.
I live in San Diego. I'm next to, MCAS. We say those fuckers eat
Mm.
crayons. Like they do. They're like, thank you for your service. Y'all are dumb as rocks sometimes. Like when I meet a smart Marine, I'm like, wow, because I used to hang out with those guys all the time. They tell me, yo, we eat crayons. I'm like, guys, read a book. But it's like, okay, like, wow, like I had a buddy who was a Marine who's Hispanic who I'm like, dog, like, what's up? And he's like, we love Trump. I'm like, dude, he's arresting people for being brown. He's like, it's cool. Like, he didn't say it's cool. He's like, nah, but like they're illegal. I'm like, nah, dude, they're not. But like, like these people, like the Marine, and he said
Oh my.
something to me that like really concerned me a long time ago. I asked him, I'm like, hey, like if it's your oath, like if you get the situation like where you're being ordered to like, work against people, like the people, like what do you do from like the president? He's like, well, it's kind of hard because we're the president's own, so like it's a little different. I was like,
What?
and
That's
I'm
not
like,
any messaging that I ever got when I was not ever. Holy shit.
and I'm like, dude, like, but he's younger than me. He was like a 21, 22, like a 22-year-old guy. And like I just was looking at all of these pictures of all the guys getting off their boats and shit in Puerto Rico with all their things. They're going down there. They're smiling. They're beaming. The Marines are stoked. They are so excited to go kill people. They are.
Oh my god.
That is what I don't understand it. I don't get it. But like, it looks to me from where I'm sitting like they've got an entire generation of rabid dudes who
Yeah.
they trained over the last whatever, they got really good at indoctrinating people, and then they pulled all these guys out of school. They never went to college, they never got exposed to anything else because they
Yep.
went straight out of high school, and they went straight into a culture that was perfectly crafted to create them and turn them into what they
They're Call of Duty. They think they're playing Call of Duty.
that no, you're right.
Like,
That's perfect. These are Call of Duty kids. Like they
yes.
grew up playing like Black Ops. Like that's who
Mhm.
these kids are. Like they are desensitized as fuck to violence
They
because all they've been
are.
doing
They
is
are.
killing
Which
people.
really, I mean, honestly, it like I know that they're brainwashed kids and I know that they are going in there gung ho, but there's a big difference
Oh, they're
in a
gonna get
video
fucked up.
game and real life, and they are going to be mentally destroyed when they're actually in. Pete wants to talk about the fucking fog of war. He doesn't have a fucking clue. They're already assembling troops in Venezuela, and these are guerrilla motherfuckers. These are guerrilla motherfuckers. These people
Asymmetrical.
may or may not have been or still are in cartels. Like, that's who we're going to be fighting. That's who we're sending our little 19-year-old sons who think they're playing Call of Duty. And then when they step off, whatever, and they see their buddy get blown up right in front of them, and all of a sudden shit gonna get real.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
really real, really fast.
and it's crazy because, okay, like you're gonna ask Shane, why the fuck do you do this to yourself? Yes, I watch unedited Ukraine war footage. I don't know why I'm this person. Okay, so I just can't look away from reality to my own detriment sometimes. But I've seen like real. They wear a straight up GoPro. Okay, you know exactly what I've seen what war looks like, and I've seen it. I haven't lived it, but I can genuinely say I've seen that shit. Okay. And your buddy's there, they're running next to a guy, and then his fucking legs are missing. Okay. That shit's not Call of Duty, bro. And guess what? Yeah. These guys, Call of Duty is not FPV. And then because you better believe what worked on Russia. What is, we know the underdog knows how to fight the war now. All right. It's already been shown that the superpower doesn't just win because they're the superpower, especially when the superpower goes into your backyard. The United States, we do not have a great track record of going into your backyard and winning. In fact, it's terrible. In fact, all of our warfighting experience has been in the Middle East, where there's no jungles or trees, and it's just a big ass open fucking desert where your air superiority can work for days. Except when you're in a jungle, you don't know where to fucking drop your bomb, dude. It doesn't work, and this isn't Vietnam. They're not just going to fucking napalm everything, because guess what? Actually, fuck it. Maybe they will. They don't give a shit about people. Like, maybe they are going to bring out the Agent Orange. I don't know. But like, they probably won't, but they could. But like, your point is like, dude, they're going to step off and it's going to be fucked up. And they're going to be like, and they're not fight. They don't want to, they think they want to be there. They think they want to be there. And then what are they going to do? They're going to become evil and angry and violent, commit war crimes.
Yeah. Or they're going to shut the fuck down, which is what a whole lot of guys did in Iraq. Like, there were a lot of guys in Iraq that, because I mean, my generation was to an extent desensitized with video games and such. I mean, they weren't as realistic looking as they are now, but like, yeah, there was a bunch of dudes that went in the army, after 9/11, gonna kill some expletives and slurs and words we don't say anymore. And like, yeah, then they got actually in the field and they froze. They were completely overwhelmed with the reality of the situation, and they froze. And some of them, like, I had a friend that went, and a woman, and when I was in the Navy, the Army got so low on people, they started pulling from the Navy. So there would be a lottery on the mess decks, on the bulletin board. They pulled a lottery, and if you were single with no dependents, you were in the lottery. You never knew when you were going to get pulled. So my friends got pulled, like 21-year-old, 22-year-old girl from the Midwest, and she comes back and she's got a big scar on her neck, and she tells me that she got shot by a child. And when she turned around and he shot her, and then she like realized who shot her, and she had to shoot him before he shot her again.
Fuck.
And that's PTSD. Like the fucking reality.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insanity. Yeah, I feel it just goes to, in the irony in all of this. Okay. Why the fuck are they doing this? Because this is all their backup plan. I firmly believe this. This was not their first plan. Their first plan was never to invade Venezuela. They did want to deport people. They did want to do all of these horrible things. They didn't want this. This is because the other things they wanted to do didn't work. The resource situation, the supply chain situation, right? The Cold War is over the capacity to AI and data center and drone tech. Okay, that's the Cold War. It's not the space race, it's the drone race. It's like the AI race or whatever. So they're doing this because they need to like figure out a way to like do all of these things, like to, you know, basically be opportunistic. And the best place they would be able to go and extract all these resources, it's very close, right? Also, it's like backyard. It's a backyard. The quickest supply chain you're going to get set up is one that is in South America, as opposed to from the Middle East or wherever. It's you've the shortest, you know, point A to point B in Latin America. So it's going to be that, or right. So that's I think that in their perfect world, you know, China gives them everything they want because they're the big boys and money has gotten them everything they've ever wanted in America. Because I could throw $1 billion at it, and Musk is my daddy, Mr. Musk. Like, you know, like whatever. I've got debt-backed securities for days. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But guess what? It didn't work, and now they're gonna throw away young lives. And you know, the whole AI in the Pentagon, like it just goes to show, like, that's not Trump's idea. That's not even fucking Stephen Miller's idea. Okay, that's Peter Thiel. That's them. That's the
and
AI
is
people.
so bad. Like AI is so it's so primitive right now. What the fuck are you using it for?
Not for
in
war.
The DoD?
Like yeah, not for war. Like Gemini is great. Okay, you know what I like Gemini for? When I give it a very fucking specific prompt that I take time to write in advance because it is stupid. And then it does the only thing it's good at, which is scrape the internet for lots of different information and bring it to me so I don't have to manually search all these things. And it generates a half decent report as long as it grabs me all of the things I told it to go get. Okay.
That's exactly the way I use it. And it is like having a really, really, really dumb intern.
It's an intern.
Like you have to explain in such like stupid detail. Like you have to word it so precisely for it to pull that. Yeah.
And you think these guys who eat crayons is going to properly word their, you know, the self-proclaimed crayon eaters, they're going to be using, you know, really good prompting. I mean, and you know what else is crazy? The fact that the Democrats threw away everybody's health care to reopen the government. And now they can't pass ACA subsidies. And
of course, we all said that.
And
we all said that.
Standing there, they're playing it. It's your fucking fault. You should have kept the goddamn government closed. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like you did this. This is your fucking fault. Like I just saw that as I was like getting on here. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? I don't know. How much money did they give you, Shumi? Like, how much?
Yeah.
You get the Shumis? You know, you had to like, I don't know. I just, fuck.
It's so disappointing. It's so fucking disappointing. That's something I've talked about so much lately is that it feels like too late. It feels like too late, but I keep saying that everybody on the left has to grab the narrative and scream the narrative so that the right doesn't just set the narrative going into the midterms. Like we have to call out every fucking thing they do. We have to shine a spotlight on every fucked up thing. Every time the president talks about affordability, push back and be like, where is affordable? What's affordable? Yeah. What cost of goods has gone down? I have
to believe that people will not willingly become slaves. because of their phone and the algorithm. I have to believe that they will not just.
I love that you believe that.
I have to. Just to be clear, I have to believe that. Is it I don't know. That's what I have to believe. I have to believe that there is some point. But I'll be honest, if you go on Reddit and you look at what young people are, and
Yeah.
like they can't even spell, like texting, okay? Like they won't use real words. It's like all abbreviations. Like really, what's wrong with vowels, guys? What's wrong with vowels? They exist. Use them. Okay?
Yeah.
Vowels are like half the alphabet. There's not half the alphabet, but they're the most important letters in the alphabet. Okay? Use your vowels. Use them. But they don't know how. And I like, you'll go and you'll look at them, talking about like their it's like they this was like my fear. I had this anxiety a lot as I was watching everything happen with tech.
Oh, that was
Um,
dramatic.
it was an accident. Carl gets excited, but it was
I'll get
like,
excited.
I'm watching all this happen. I'm like, dude, like all these like kids, they're gonna, like, we call it brain rot, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you just grow up and you're looking at a screen and and like I worked, okay, like I was working in service and there and that, and I'm worked at this restaurant, I worked at Home Depot, I did all this shit, okay? And all these guys are once, like literally there was like a wall, like 2 years younger, like so like once like anyone 22 and down, you were either like, you had skipped it or you were dumb as a fucking rock. But like there was no middle ground. There was no people who were just kind of middling of the road. It's like either you've read a book or you've never opened a book. Like
Right.
like it's
Right.
and it's just, and these are all.
So tell me how Kim raised you. How much did Kim have to do with your like consumption of shit media
I think
or
what's
reading books
interesting about
or
that is like they tried to like, so like my parents like tried to take away some things, like but like I made it so that I could play Halo far before I reached the point of the mature label, and like I did these things. I think that there was times where like I have an addictive personality, so I would get addicted to like video games. Like I just like really into them. I'm still that way sometimes, but I just know like not to like put myself in that situation. Like I know myself. If I have 48 hours to become entirely glued into something for and I don't touch it for a week, that's fine. But there's something about media, and this is just me. Like I it gave me like the ick. Like I was in high school, like because I was first generation Instagram, I was first generation like Vine, first generation
yeah,
Snapchat.
yeah.
Like that was me. Like I was like the cusp. So every single thing, like I swore off Meta like in 2016. I was like, God, this shit is terrible. Like, and I'm like
Mhm.
watching people like in my school like kill themselves over likes, like they're not
Oh
getting
my
followers.
god.
Like people, like it was fucking destroying kids. Like it was crazy. I like will never like forget, like the running team went out and they came, like they found this kid like hanging, like when they were doing cross country, and
Oh
and
my
and
god.
he, because of fucking online bullying. Like I mean it's just like
Oh,
like this, like, and I was, I the it's like the dopamine hit of getting a like, was like all that you care about, and like the amount of likes was your value. And I just decided, like I was like, I fucking hate this. This sucks. Like I don't want this. And so I just
yeah.
didn't do it. Like I deleted the Instagram and whatever. And then when I was in college and like, you know, everyone's like, oh, you got an Instagram. I was like, okay, like I want a girlfriend, you know, maybe I'll download it and they can follow me and I'll put some pictures of me, you know, climbing on there and whatever. But like, I didn't like to like look at it. Like cause I just knew like I'd felt that feeling, that anxiety that comes with it. And now, you know, this really fucked me up. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? But my fiance, she goes to a concert like 2 days ago. And she goes and she's like, I'm just watching all these like girls, like these young girls, you know, 18, 19, 20, you know, running around, you know, like barely clothed or whatever. And I'm like, that's kind of whatever. Like that's not my position. I'm not going to tell you how to dress. Okay. Like that's not really my point. But she basically, like she was saying, is like they're all running around. But like all they would do was like walk up to a group, take a picture with them, and then leave and go to another group of
Yeah.
people. And they didn't actually
Yeah.
spend time with anybody. They were just taking pictures with people the whole
Yeah.
time. And like, I'm like, I don't know. That was just wild to me. I'm like,
That's like the, concert experience that has been ruined by people who, will come on because they heard a sound on TikTok. So a whole bunch of people, so like Matt Mason is, I've never heard of him, but he's from here. And so he started to blow up really, really big like 4 years ago. And then like 2 years ago, one of his songs was like a really trending TikTok sound. So he comes back, he makes a point to come back and play here. Like whenever he's on tour, he makes sure, you know, to do a home show. So he comes back and it's sold out. And I was like, the fuck? That's kind of crazy, you know?
yeah,
I mean, I love him. He's really good. I think he's immensely talented, but he's just not somebody that like
it's not
took
selling
off
out.
on that commercial level.
Yeah.
Right. So I get there and it's like a bunch of teenagers, like a lot of teenagers. He writes songs about like addiction and like more mature life
Yeah.
experiences, you know what I mean? It's not pop music at all. But so we get in there, it's fucking packed out. And so he's playing and there are groups of teenagers just talking like it's a house party, and he's just the guy with the guitar that happens to be at the like, yeah. So 3 songs go by, then he plays the TikTok song, and they all like all of them got their phones up, watching it through their phones, recording all that shit. Then like he keeps playing. He's like 2 songs later and they're back to just so he stops and he goes to the mic and he's like, "Hey guys, hey, can you shut the fuck up? Can you just shut the fuck up?
Nice.
Because I'm playing and some people came here to watch me play. So you can just shut the fuck up."
Good.
And I was like, I know so many musicians have wanted to do that, especially since this like TikTok trend thing has started where these gaggles will just go to a concert for the TikTok song and then ruin it for everybody else. They just ruin the experience for everybody else.
They're not living life. I've
They're not
established this,
living
that
life.
they're
Right.
not living life. And I think if a solar flare hit and all of their phones stopped working tomorrow, they would have an
Oh my
identity
God.
crisis and they would melt down.
They would.
They would have
Right.
no sense of self because they have no sense of self. They only have an image that they have created and curated. And I'm sure, to bring full circle, that probably applies to all of those Marines too. And that the
Yeah.
image that they have created, that they are a Marine and they need to go kill things. That is what I am. I am a Marine.
Right.
Look at me on my story, because they do. Mill talk is like a thing, you know, all these
Yeah.
dudes, they
Yeah.
post, they're driving their fucking how to fly an F-16. That was actually a great TikTok. I really enjoyed that one. I don't see a lot of TikToks. I always joke with people. I'm like, have you seen this meme? I'm like, I've never seen that meme. I don't even look at memes. I'm like the
What's a
antithesis.
meme?
I don't know.
No.
The only memes I see are the ones when my fiance forces me to like sit down and here, look at this meme. And I'm like, okay, but I just I avoid that shit because I'm like, I don't like to be manipulated.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's propaganda. It's
Yeah.
all propaganda. I'm the guy who skips the ad immediately because it's all propaganda. It really
It
is. It's
is.
really all propaganda.
Anytime you're trying to push this ideology with like 5 words, like 5 words. If you can boil down your ideology to 5 words, it's bullshit. There's nothing there. There's no context. There's no
No.
like there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
No.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's just whole, I was like with my kids, I didn't want to like completely cut them off from like, and not let them have access to these social things because I grew up in like a super strict evangelical house where I I felt like I had to catch up in the 90s because I didn't get to see the same music, listen to the same music and, watch MTV and stuff like that. I had to sneak around to do it, and then still had a lot of catching up to do. So I didn't want to restrict my kids from the fucking world,
Right.
and completely wall them off. But at the same time, social media is a whole different thing than like MTV or, movies or music. It's interactive in like the most toxic way imaginable.
Yeah. No, it's
So
become a
by design,
cesspool. The internet is a
yeah,
cesspool. I should be able to go play my little Cold War milsim game and not have some guy aggressively dropping the N-word in the game chat. Like, dude, why? Who
they're
cares?
so empowered to say
Like,
whatever they want.
I'm just
Like,
like, what? Like, go to Roblox. Like, we use our brains here. All right. Like, this is a real-time strategy game. If you want to stroke all of these keys, go somewhere else. Go to Roblox. That's what Roblox is for. It's for people like you. It's just like but it's like everywhere. It used to be contained. That's what 4chan was for. That's what
yeah,
like the dark part of Reddit was for. Was like that.
right.
The hole. You can go in the
4chan.
hole if you want. The hole exists on the internet.
Yeah, you can
We
go
all
to it.
see it. We all look over the edge. We're like, I wonder what's down there. But like, what's happened is it's just there is no
It's come
hole.
out.
It's just
Yeah.
all the hole. And it's fucking Mark
Mhm.
Zuckerberg's fault. It's Meta's fault. They just started censoring all of this, all these people, like 50, 60 creators or something. I saw LGBTQ, women's rights, all these things. They took them down because of like violations for like, guidelines or whatever, or inappropriate content. All right. But yet yet Meta still makes 10% of its annual revenue running actual scam ads
Scams.
that steal
Mhm.
people. But they're worried
Yeah.
about removing content that is woke. Like,
Yeah,
dude, like this.
I'm perma-banned. I'm perma-banned. I've tried signing back up so that I can have an account to, like, work from, and, like, lurk, but I've tried signing up behind a VPN, uh, and no matter what I do, as soon it makes you do a face identity thing, and then they have my face. Whenever the face identity part comes, they're like, "No, Melissa, we told you. We don't want your kind around here." Every
We don't
fucking
like
time I've tried
smart,
6
intelligent women.
times.
No, none of
Can't have
those.
it.
No smart,
Mm-mm.
intelligent women here in Meta. They make Mark feel incompetent. All right. Like
Yes.
Mr. Micro Mark Zuckerberg. He just these guys. Oh my god! And then what? The Time magazine, fucking Zuckerberg and Elon and all of them sitting on that thing. Someone was like, "It wasn't Trump." I'm like, "That's worse, dude. That's actually worse." That like Elon Musk, I think he's literally putting like microchips in people's heads right now. Like I literally think he's taking immigrants and putting his little Neuralinks in their brains. And he's man
I
of the
wouldn't be
year.
surprised at all.
Like, dude, like
We
there's
got
like
all
this
these
whole thing,
missing from Florida.
the Dre dossier, where like he ordered like 1,000 chips or something, which is like he was doing 7 a year, and then he asked for 1,000 by like the end of the year. And then they open up this facility right next to this hospital in Hawaii with exactly as many beds as there is chips. And then they basically supposedly just like move all these people around, send them there. They get them in the facility, stick the chip in their head. And if something happens, they just export them from Hawaii, deport them from Hawaii. They're gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, the way she laid it out, that sounds exactly fucking like them. And I'm like, look, they were raised by fucking Nazis. You think they'd be averse to some Mengele shit? You're crazy. Like they probably were like, oh, I want to be just like Mengele. I want to take out their eyeballs. Like fucking seriously. Like they're
what would happen if we sewed them together? Yeah.
We've actually seen that movie. Don't do that.
Right.
I'll sew them together. If Elon wants to eat Teal's shit, and then that can go be passed on to JD, I think that's great. JD definitely has to be at the back though, because he needs to eat double shit. But it's just double shit.
Yeah.
I just, it's like you said, it's like hard. I had a hard time this last week, like not feeling like fucking discouraged, fuck, like this is all so fucked up. But like today, I was like, hey, Xi Jinping, slapping him around a little bit. Never in my life did I think I'd be over here like Xi. But like that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. Like we're having to pick a dictator, and we're picking China's dictator right now. We are team Xi. Stop the tech bros. Xi has to stop the tech bros. Hopefully, while he stops the tech bros, we can get our country back, and then we can try and stop Xi, which is going to be hard, but like it's better than not having a country. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I guess that's where we're at. I guess that's our timeline, Melissa. Like we're in the timeline where I'm voting for the Chinese dictator. I guess that's it. And yeah, I see like it's like fuck.
This is why I wanted to have Arturo on, because I like with everything, I don't have time to like read all the things and to understand like all of the complexities around, the Venezuelan government. And I don't know. It's also like it sort of baffles me how we've just, I mean, like you said, Venezuela wasn't their first mark. I mean, they wanted Greenland and they wanted Canada, and they were like grasping and Venezuela's, down the list, and that's what they've landed on. But this shit with it's hard for me to believe, the propaganda they want us to believe about who the Venezuelan president is. I'm not saying there's not corruption there. I'm not saying, but like we have corruption too.
Like Maduro, like they have healthcare. He's a dictator, but they have healthcare. All I'm saying is that Maduro wasn't a Nepo baby. He was a bus driver. He's got that on Trump. Okay. Maduro, his people have some level of healthcare. Got that on Trump. Maduro, not actively grabbing Venezuelan nationals and putting them in concentration camps without cause. He's got that on them too. As far as I'm concerned, at this point, Maduro is better right now. If they're like Maduro would be better. It's hard
to look at this.
Right. And that's fucked up to say because he is a dictator. Okay. But like we have a dictator. He's just a really shitty one. And that's like Latin America in general. Like they've actually,
but I don't get the idea that Trump has, that there's this like American exceptionalism, especially with morals, that we can claim some moral superiority.
It's very
over Maduro. How?
It's very Monroe doctrine.
How?
Yeah, it's just very Monroe doctrine. Like the fact that he said my hemisphere, our hemisphere. Okay, that's very Monroe doctrine. And Arturo actually put out an article, he said, where they went and they quietly expanded the Monroe doctrine under Trump. And they've like done like a whole new thing where they're basically bringing it back. And the idea is that they want to exert control over the Latin American continent. They're doing that several ways. They're fucking with every single one of the elections. Absolutely, 100%. There has not been a free or fair election in Latin America since they came into power. Not that they were easily free or fair before, but they've certainly now we've got fingers on the scales. Under Milei, the guy who we just gave $40 billion to, 70% of Argentinians don't have fucking running water. They had it before. A lot more of them had it before. These guys don't have running water, and his party fucking sweeps. No, they don't. But they just gave them a shitload of lithium. That's what they want. They just get a bunch of lithium. Like, this is literally, they're just taking the continent and they're going to extract it for resources and water and oil because China's kicking their ass and they don't know what to do about it. So they're going to fucking be all imperialist and shit. And it doesn't even work because they're trying to do something that's going to take decades. You don't just build another fucking supply chain. That's not how that works. Like, this is a globalized economy. Like, you don't just go in there and bust all that shit up. Like, to destroy something, you need to in turn and then build things.
Right. And then the stupid little, incentives that Trump would think of to get people to come build factories here and shit. He's like, build a factory here and I'll give you 10 American dollars. I swear on my mother, 10 American. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing compared to what they're going to lose by exiting the global marketplace and only manufacturing for Americans. Like, it's not to mention half the shit is impossible to only manufacture here.
You literally can't. And it's our own fault because we exported it away in the first place. We could do all of these things. At one point we could, but they didn't want to pay Americans a living wage. So they sent it all over fucking seas or to Mexico or wherever. And then now they can't get it back. The irony is beyond me. Like, just of like how selfish these people were and how they did genuinely fuck themselves. And it's
they did. They shit their pants and they're like, somebody put feces in my trousers. Can you believe it?
They put it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I've never once shit my pants.
If it were mine, it'd be the perfect shit. It'd be a shit unlike anything you'd ever seen.
Can you believe it?
I only shit gold.
My toilet, empty. You know why? Because it's a vault. I just shit in a vault because it's all gold. That
hemisphere shit is so fucking alarming because my son just said, I told you he works like at the motorcycle shop. So he sees right-wing guys all the time, and especially in this town, a lot of Navy dudes. And he came home yesterday and said, why are these guys talking about like this is our hemisphere?
Oh,
so this is very much the terminology that they're hitting hard with. This.
Hemispheres? We're talking about the planet, dude. No. Y'all couldn't even draw me a sphere. Don't be talking about hemispheres. All right? Y'all, if you think it's our hemisphere, you couldn't draw a fucking sphere. What's a sphere? It's a circle, dog.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
Yeah. He needs to take a globe in and be like,
no.
Point to the hemisphere.
Which hemisphere are we in?
To where you Antarctica. Are right now. Point to where you are.
Read a book. Read a book. Fuck. Like, I just
read any book.
I want like to I keep saying this. I think we move everyone to Miami that likes Trump. Every single one of them. Free. It's free. We'll pay for your fucking your travel, everything. All to Florida. Move them all to Florida.
Well, now they'll hate it because they've got a Democratic mayor now, right?
We'll move the mayor. We'll move them. You switch spots because we want them later. We want them. We do. We want to keep them, but we can move them all to Miami or next to Mar-a-Lago because then the faster their dipshit politics, you make everything worse. They can go become Atlanteans, and they can live under the
They
sea.
Atlanteans.
Under the
Yeah.
sea, Miami. That's perfect. Just go there. Go there. Like,
Yes.
just go to fucking Miami. Live it up. Live
Right.
it up in Miami. I will fund it. I'll raise money. And they can go.
Yeah.
They can go, and that'll be that. But yeah,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
funny that so many MAGA made Florida their home. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty self-defeating, guys.
Right?
You gonna retire
Right?
there? You're gonna retire? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Here,
I hope
I
you have
gotta
a
go.
house.
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. I'm over here, but I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
And then I've been holding it. All right.
You've been holding it. Somebody better chat with me
That's all
or
right.
drop something in the
Be right
chat.
back.
Not Miami, the Everglades. Yes, well, there's a concentration camp in the Everglades right now. So, I mean, that would be perfect for them. We take uh all of the detainees out of the concentration camp in the Everglades and put MAGA in there. I swear to God, I don't understand how anybody is still following any of this at all. I'm so tired. I'm so tired, Rob. I'm trying to keep the room going. It's been a long week. Oh, I talked to Hal Sparks yesterday, which was really funny because my kids are 21, 20, 19, 17, 16, and 6. So all of the ones except the 6-year-old, when I told them that I was going on with Hal Sparks, they got really excited. All like supportive of my work, but they don't watch my lives or anything like that. They just think it's like nerdy stuff. So I tell them that I'm going on with Hal Sparks, and they all were like, Mr. Davenport? Mr. Davenport. Do you know who Mr. Davenport is from Lab Rats?
No.
See, that may be a little young for you. Yeah. So I was saying my kids, I was on with Hal Sparks yesterday.
Okay.
And so different generations know Hal Sparks in distinctly different ways. So I think Gen X probably knows Talk Soup. And then millennials, he was on Queer as Folk in like 2001. And then later on, he did a show on Disney where he was like the dad, and his name was Mr. Davenport, or he was the teacher, the dad. I don't know. I don't remember. But my kids knew him from that. I knew him from Talk Soup in the 90s and being on all these random like little MTV style talk shows and shit, stuff like that. He's a goofy dude. He's a goofy dude. He's just very effervescent and not too heavy, even though he talks about heavy stuff and stuff. But he's a chatterbox like I am. So we were yapping at each other like you and
Absolutely.
I do sometimes. Yeah. And but my kids actually watched that one. That was the first, and I was more nervous, and I knew he'd probably have a bigger audience than most of the lives I've been on. But yeah, I was more nervous because my kids were watching. Oh,
No,
it's
it's funny.
awkward. It's weird. It's weird. Can you imagine
Yeah,
watching your
no, it's
mom?
funny. My parents are like always. Yeah, my mom's always watching me. Like, I don't even like, she's like, my dad's heckling me, saying I have a small bladder in the chat. Like, it's just, I guess that's just how we are out here. But I mean, it's
I
it's
didn't
cool
even
though.
see that. That's great.
It's cool. I think like that your kids get to watch you. That's super rad. Like that's I'm sure they're like, dude, that's my mom, jumping up and down on the table, and
Jumping all over the table.
it's like,
Yeah.
Mom, we're watching you from the table, and it's like, get off. But no, I mean, I think I think that if I were them, I'd be proud to see my mom out there doing that, especially in times like this. So definitely hype yourself up. But it's like nervous, I think, like when we know people who
Yeah.
care are watching for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It
there's
was
little things, like little positive things like that. They get to see you out there doing the work,
oh,
and
yeah. Well, I took my youngest son with me to the last march and had him take pictures, and he took phenomenal pictures. He's got such a good eye for photography. So I
mm,
was like, hey, you're going to be my photo guy now. You're just going to go with
hell
me.
yeah,
So I can focus on
I
other
know.
things. You can just be capturing great. And he's so like young and energetic. He was climbing trees to get like crowd shots. And I could never get shots like that. It's
Hell
crazy.
yeah,
And he was
and it's
wearing
free.
the straw hat from One Piece
Yes, One
and
Piece.
jumping around in the trees.
Yes, I love that. I love that. One Piece is a great anime. It's all about taking down the oligarchs. They just travel from island to island and like take down the oligarchs. It's like such a good. It's like a show that's like it's like all over the world. These like countries that are like
Yes.
overthrowing their governments, they're flying the One Piece flag because that's what it's
Yes.
about. Like
Right.
shit. It's
Gen Z
crazy.
movement.
It's
That's what I keep
crazy.
telling people. If you don't know about One Piece, you need to watch what these kids are doing under the One Piece flag and ask if you want to push our Gen Z kids to that point. Because in Myanmar, they had to fly the congressman out of the burning building from a helicopter because they lit the fucking thing on fire under that One Piece flag. So,
Yeah, no, like
yeah,
as much as it's a great anime, like young people are dying under that flag. They're being shot and killed flying the One Piece flag.
yeah,
Okay, because they want
yeah.
freedom. They want to be free. And that's what
Mhm.
that flag means. Like I really hope we don't have to fly that flag like that. Ever.
I hope not either. And I hope like you said, there are a lot of kids that are fucking brain rotted here, but I see a lot that aren't. I mean, my kids are in like punk bands and shit, so I see all those
There's
kids that are like politically aware, you know,
it's not
awake.
it's not all
They're
of
awake.
them. It's not all of them. Like it's not. Like I was saying, like,
Yeah.
there's
No.
like they've read a book or they haven't. And it's like if you have read a book and like you are like, and it's most women are not like most women my age are not that way. Okay? Like it's men.
Yeah.
It's specific like men are like a 50-50, right? Like you're either dumb as a rock and you've never read like opened your phone or never read a book. Like I used to talk to people and I was like, dude, they're like, oh, I have to read this book. I'm like, that is a great book. I'm sure you will enjoy that. They're like, oh, I'd never read it. I just got the Spark Notes and I copy pasted it. And now I'm done with my essay. I'm like, dude, you didn't write an essay. You just plagiarized. Did they ever teach you that
Yeah.
word?
Yeah.
No. I'm like, well, that fucking makes sense. Like, but but then you also have the people who bring a book and read in the break room, right? So there's both.
Yeah.
It's just like, unfortunately, I feel like the people who aren't reading are the ones that are giving guns. I don't
Yeah.
know why that's where it's like, okay, you like it's those things. But again, like maybe they have them step off and they realize they really don't want to be there. And maybe, they realize that they got it wrong, maybe not all of them, maybe some of them, but
I hope.
I think this is just going to be that timeline of very rude awakenings. I think if
Yep.
if we've been doing this long enough, it feels like it's been like 9 years, but it's been like 9 months. And
Mhm.
and I think that there was a time 6 months ago where I saw a future that was very different. And then and more like 9 months ago, I saw many different futures. There's many different ways
Yeah.
things could go. And then 6 months ago, there was a lot less options, but there was some where things weren't, bleak and horrible for
Right.
everybody. 3 months ago, that was like, I didn't then like this is very slim, very slim. I would say in the last 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, no matter what happens at this point, it's fucked. Like the damage has been done. Now
It
it's
feels that way. Yeah.
it's more a matter of what do we want the future to be, which I still have to maintain as What? What, bitch? Oh my god. It's more a matter of what are we gonna like? Are we just gonna chill? Like, is this how it's gonna be? Like, absolutely fucking not. Like, this is not chill. Like, we are not going to just be. This is cool, right? Like, but it is gonna happen. But it doesn't. We don't need to be cool with it. Like that's that. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
Like, let's just
that's where I'm at.
let's not be cool with it. Let's.
So that's what I'm gonna do my at part now, because
Oh
I've been
yes, I'm
asking
sorry.
everybody that I talked to for the
What are
past
you doing?
week. She's insistent. Is it a she or he? Oh, that's where's mine? She's across the room. She won't come to me, I'm sure. She's camera shy. But I sent you a picture of, like, I have a cat that looks
Yes,
just
I
like that.
saw Harvey.
Twinsies.
Yes.
Twinsies.
What are you doing? You're stuck. Hold on. There you go. Here.
Harvey does the same thing too. She immediately goes for shoulders.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
And she's gonna go scream.
Okay, so
yes, act.
I'm gonna so yeah, the same thing I've been asking everybody all week. I'm gonna drop the link to that article, and I want everybody to grab that link and go open up a new tab and send it to their congressman. However you do that. Yeah.
I want
Send
you
it
to
to
scream
them.
as loud as my cat until they hear you.
Yes, and tell them, ask Pete Hegseth, where is the video from the Iwo Jima? Where's the video
where's it
of the
at?
detainees we picked up?
Where the fuck is
I
it
need
at?
you to ask Pete Hegseth where the video went, where'd it go, and why did we delete it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Where's it
Bullshit.
at?
It's fucking bullshit. I get so fucking angry thinking about, and I'm talking about it nonstop, and it's like, it's one of those things where you do seem like the crazy person, right? Like you seem like the Looney Tunes. But
that feeling,
I'm like, man, these sources trusted me. They handed this to me and told me to go do something with it, get this out there, and
you did
put a
it.
big old flashlight
You
on
did
it.
it.
So
just to be clear,
that's what we're gonna do.
You did it.
Yes.
You did it. You haven't not done it. You did it. Like, everything that happens beyond here, like, you did it. You put it in front of 500,000 people. Like, you did that. Okay? Like, I know it's like, I'm the same way. Like, I feel like I'm insane half the time, and like, I'm like, oh my god, like, why am I the only one looking at this? Like, why isn't everyone else seeing it's always China? Like, but but you did it. And so, like, everything beyond here, like, you've done more than anyone could have asked of you. It's my personal opinion. Now, like, what you choose to expect of yourself is what it is. And like,
I just want I just want that man gone. And like, also, if he can be like publicly humiliated in the process, that's like a bonus for sure. If Pete Hegseth
is
can
tarring and
be
feathering
like,
really off the table? Like, are we that far in society?
right,
Like, I'm just curious. Like,
right. I
just in
feel like
general, like, just as a general question,
something.
how outrageous, like, how far, is that? Like, I mean, like, they're not harmed. You're not physically harming them.
I would
sticky.
accept stockades, public stockades at this point. I would accept that. Yeah. Yeah, I think he just needs to be publicly humiliated because he's the worst.
Yeah, well,
I don't
make
know.
him do pull-ups.
I'm starting to think he's the worst in the. Did you see? Oh my God, there's a. I'm gonna have to look up the name and get it to you because it's fabulous. But there is a drag queen that is a Marine vet and buff as shit. So, they made a video where they were talking about LGBT rights as they were effortlessly doing 50 pull-ups. Didn't even like get winded. at
Yeah.
all.
That's right.
So I love that.
That's
That
right.
was a great
Little Pete. Keg's breath
yeah.
eventually, eventually.
He's losing it, man. He's losing he looks sloppy, he's unshaven, he's clearly drinking again. Like, dude is losing it.
Well, like
He's losing it.
they're threatening the ICC because they're like, Pete, you committed war crimes. We're gonna try and sanction the ICC, but you really did it, bro. Like you really did it. It's like, and Stephen Miller's like, oh, it wasn't me. See, it was Pete. It was Pete
Yeah,
the whole time. Definitely wasn't me. Yeah, it
yeah,
fucking was him. Like absolutely. Kill all the brown people. That's his line.
yeah.
But Pete.
They're all gonna throw each other under the bus. They're
Yep,
all
it's
gonna throw each other under the bus.
this
Yeah.
somebody's eventually we're going to eat the rich. Eventually. Now, I just hope that I live to see it. I I
Me
hope that
too.
I hope I live to see it.
And I have a few years on you.
Yes, I hope that everybody here lives to see us eat the rich. Because at the end of the day, two things happen, right? Um, we do it the hard way eventually, or we get our government back and we just regulate these guys to fucking hell. Because guess what? The
Yeah.
government is really, really good. A functional government is really, really good at handling rich people. This government has done it
Mhm.
before. It's done it
Yep.
before. This is not the first time people got way too fucking rich in America and we had to smack them around. Now, in the meantime, if there's any friendly ghosts watching and you want to, disappear Jamie Dimon, it would really help. I heard Jamie Dimon is an illegal immigrant. ICE, I need you to go get the illegal immigrant Jamie Dimon. He's very,
Yes.
very bad. Committed lots of
They're about
crimes.
to launch a tip line with cash rewards.
Yeah, everyone
How
call the
many
ICE
of us
tip
can
line and
report?
tell them Jamie Dimon is an illegal immigrant.
Yes.
I mean, dude, JP, like it's funny because there's just so many little points, like it's all hinged on so many people, and somehow these guys who are like Ellie Leonard does incredible work, and there is so much transcribed evidence that Jamie Dimon was directly culpable in helping Jeffrey Epstein traffic money, move money that he used to traffic women. Literally, it's right fucking there, and yet he is actively doing all kinds of crazy shit. And everybody who worked
Those
for him,
emails are full. Those emails are full of just rich people chatting about casual mortgage fraud and casual tax fraud. And like the rich can literally do
that's
whatever they want.
yeah, yeah,
Like whatever they want.
yeah.
And they brag about it, and they text each other over unsecure lines, and they email each other over Gmail about the casual mortgage fraud and tax fraud and how they're getting away with this and human trafficking and like it's totally mind-boggling. Totally.
There's
Let
no
let one of us get pulled over and we haven't paid our registration.
Yeah, yeah. It's it
You know?
it's crazy. There is no accountability. Zero. Zero. And that's where,
No.
it's like it begs the question. How is there a law if some people are just lawless, right? Like how can there be a Department of Justice if the president is pardoning the people that they prosecuted for real crimes, and they're just like he's just pardoning them because it was a hoax, when like we all know he's a criminal, like the world knows he's a criminal, like it's like I don't know, like what needs to be, what is it, like, I guess so. The world knows he's a criminal. I know he's a criminal. He's a criminal. Even the people who support him knows he's a criminal. They just don't care. Like that they just say, oh well, all politicians are corrupt, I guess. Yeah, so why don't we all agree with Ted Cruz and stop
God.
attacking pedophiles? At that point, like
Some days I just like yearn for the ignorance of these people so I can like have one day where my tummy doesn't hurt. Like
just
I just want to be totally ignorant
you can do
to
it. I do it every weekend. I just go,
zone out.
I clock out at 5 and I'm like, and then sometimes I'm bad and I'll like see something and aggressively post a note, but usually I'm pretty good at just like, you just have to like turn it off. Like you just like, it's the only way to
Yeah.
survive. Like, and you've got, kids and your husband, like just live in the moment. Just, you have to turn the world off. Like that's literally where it is. Unfortunately, like, because it's like, it's also unfortunately bad right now. Um, and
That's kind of what it is. Like I'll be out on the weekends and I'll see something or whatever, and I'm just thinking like with my 6-year-old daughter, and I was like, "Well, this is gonna suck for you. Well, this is gonna suck for you.
yeah,
Well, this sucks." Like
and I guess,
capitalism and the incorporation of capitalism into the culture of being an 80s and 90s kid has made everything like really weird. Like when the mall, so like our mall has essentially closed down. All the stores in it are closed. There's a couple of things like local shops in it, but um so Santa was there every year. So I took my big kids
Mhm.
there, and now with the 6-year-old, like they had Santa last year. There was like an empty mall and a little sad tree and a little sad Santa, and that was it. There used to be, just a huge display and a snow globe thing that snowed on you. It was just so, elaborate and over the top. But and now there's not that, and so part of me is like, oh, that really sucks that she's not gonna like have that experience. And the other part of me is like, yeah, but this was just like pure worship of capitalism. Like
Yeah, that's
that's
what
all
Christmas
this was,
is,
the mall
right? It's like,
culture.
it's become like
Yeah,
the consumer holiday, like spend, 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 like spend money. It's
yeah.
Christmas, spend away, spend, spend,
But
spend.
even just the malls, like having the malls to hang out. The mall
Mhm.
closed when, so my oldest son was a mall rat for a little while. And then it closed when he was like a junior. They sold it, and like one by one all the, and then when they sold it, the new owners put a teenage thing in. Like teenagers couldn't be there without an adult. So that just like killed that right there, which is stupid to me. Like
Don't
I would
teenagers
want
spend
all the
money? Like, I don't understand. Why would
teenagers.
you?
Yeah. And they're all in one place that's brightly lit, and they're not just like carousing in the streets. I think a mall is fine. For
Yeah,
teenagers.
okay.
So he kind of had that, and then like my younger teenager didn't really, and now Keegan's not ever going to. So like it's just really, it's a frustrating place. Like my husband and I were talking about how frustrating it is that we're starting to realize how conditioned we were to be good little capitalist consumers, because every nostalgic thing, every memorable thing, every feel good thing from our childhood was all about spending money, was all about consumerism, was all, it was just like
Mhm.
the pure worship of capitalism. And now as we're deconstructing from that, it's just a weird sort of sad feeling. Like, oh, I'm sad that the mall closed, but then I feel like stupid because that makes me a stupid little nostalgic capitalist, and
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
weird.
like, I think
You
it's
know?
like called like, I call it like being awake, Like it's just like realizing that like, oh shit, like they were propagandizing me. Damn it, I really like that. Like that's just called being
Yeah.
awake. Like, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Being awake sucks. Like all we really want to do is sleep. But that's why
Right.
but
I
that's
do. I
why
just wanna
that's
sleep.
why they were so successful. Is because people wanted to sleep. So we gotta keep our eyes open. We gotta keep them open.
Yeah.
And don't and at least your kids are gonna grow up awake. Like that's a gift. Like that's
That's the
something.
thing though, like, when I did go, we went to the mall last weekend, to get something at GameStop, and I'm about to give it away, and my kids may be watching. So, so there's a GameStop in the mall. We go to the nearest mall that's not closed, and it's like half full, definitely nothing like the bustling shopping
Mhm.
seasons of the 90s, but like everybody there was like a zombie, like zombie shuffling through the mall. Like it was just like, oh, all of you are asleep. I feel like I feel like a lot of you are asleep and you're just shuffling from store to store and handing over your card because this is what you're supposed to do.
Buy now, pay
And
later.
yeah,
Yeah, just buy now,
it
pay
was a
later.
weird,
Yeah.
weird vibe.
No,
Yeah.
it is. It
Mhm.
is. But I also feel like in general society has become more subdued. Like it did like a year ago, it was just more lively. Like
Yeah.
we are witnessing like the side effects of like economic hardship, like universal
Yeah.
economic hardship. Like I think there's probably like societal effects like in a big way on like a large scale. It's weird. Like it's just weird. This is dystopian as fuck. Like it's like it's just all really dystopian. Like I sit here and I'm like, oh, 1984. Oh, like,
Uh-huh.
oh, Ray Bradbury was right. Oh God, George Orwell was right. Like if only people could read, because holy shit,
These were
what
supposed to be fiction,
yeah,
not
it's like
blueprints.
right, but when they
Fiction.
become nonfiction, it's like, oh, ooh, right? But like it's true, like
Mhm.
that, like, dude, like, okay, just to be clear, like China is Orwell's 1984, like entirely realized, right? So like if you
Yeah.
want like China
The
did
social
an
credit
Orwell,
score.
right? Yeah, they did a full Orwell. It's why Xi Jinping is such a great dictator, because he did the full Orwell. So at least they're too dumb to do a full Orwell because we're clearly awake. And so, that there's that at least. But this whole like they are banning books, right? Like they are doing these things, but we're also winning in the elections that they can't manipulate, right? Like they can't manipulate them all. Still mums the word on the fact that mainstream that Tennessee was stolen. Um,
Mhm.
Not reassuring at all. But alas, I hope folks are still calling that number and whatever else. Um, I don't know. In a different world, maybe that guy's windows are just coated in eggs 24/7 until he resigns.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like they're but like we win where we win. Like the sentiment's not there, right? Like he's clearly like, and I will always say like there's more like 2/3 of all the maggots are bots, which means like only 1/3 of them are real. And I mean, I bet if you looked at all the rallies he's doing, okay, because he's rallying now. Why are they putting him on a bus? Like, God,
I don't
what if he
know.
dies like up on the stage? Like, what if he just has a heart attack and just dies? You know, like, what are
That
we
made me
doing?
way too happy to think about.
Oh my God, if that was like a real thing, I think like I've long fantasized about the day that I hear those words like Donald Trump has died. Like it's like something where I genuinely am like, I think I'll go out in the street and scream with joy.
Yes.
Like I think
Take
I
a
will.
pot and bang.
Block
Bang the
party.
pot. Yes.
Block
Block
party.
party. I
Uh
know my neighborhood will have a block party. There's one dude on the
absolutely.
block that'll stay in his house
Absolutely.
and be angry because he still has his Trump 2016 sign out front.
Yes. And then
Ugh.
we'll have to, I don't know, put JD Vance in a locker. Um
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
but I think the
Put
best
him
thing
and
we could
Stephen
do,
Miller in the same locker.
yes, they can kiss.
The same locker.
Yeah, and you know what? It's totally okay. That's the thing. You guys can kiss in the same locker, and that's fine. So get used to it.
Do you know how so much of our society fucking shit would be instantly gone if somebody just looked at these men and was like, "It's okay. You're gay, and that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
You can go be gay."
Yes.
You know,
Just
divorce your wife and live your truth, and nobody is gonna hate you for it, man.
I
It's okay.
saw.
Because there's so much of this that's like you can tell this repressed sexuality shit. Like if Nancy Mace does not get her ass to a doctor and go ahead and transition, because I've never met anyone who's that obsessed with trans people as she is,
Yeah.
that doesn't have some like, there's a reason you're
Yeah, she
so
can't be herself, so she
fast.
has to attack the rest of them. It's like it's
Right.
very it's like
Yeah.
denial is an admission of guilt, right? Like you're not going to threaten to sanction the ICC if you're not committing war crimes. Like, like but I want to share something I thought was pretty funny. I saw this morning. Cuz I do occasionally look at YouTube Reels. So I do that on occasion. And I saw this comedy skit, and it was this comedian. He's like, when you're talking to MAGA, you can't outsmart them, so you gotta outdumb them. And I was like, oh, okay, let's see where he's going. He's like, so I was at the shop putting new tires on my monster truck, and I have my my earphones in, and I was sitting there, and you know what earphones mean, it's a universal sign for don't fucking talk to me, right? Like, it was like, yeah, for sure. And this guy sits down next to me and looks at the TV and, says something. They're talking about abortion, right? And the guy, leans in over to him and he goes, I just never understood how they would be so okay with abortion. And the guy's like, he went, and he said, what? I got to outdumb him. And so I stopped. I looked at him and he said, that's why I love gay people. They have the least amount of abortions. Aren't they the best? And the guy was like, and I was like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
That's great.
Well done, sir.
You gotta use everything against them.
Just outdumb them. Just outdumb them. Go.
I mean, they're this close, right? Like, you've got these guys like Nick Fuentes that are so close to just admitting they're gay. So we can touch men and we can have sex with men. We're so close, buddy. And you admitted in an interview that you've never had sex with a woman, but you have talked about how it's okay to have, honey, you're so there. Like,
just do it.
Just take one more step, Nick. It's okay.
Just lick Steven's head. Okay. I know you want to. Just lick it. So well shaved. Just do it. Like JD, it's okay to identify as a couch. It's okay. You want Peter to sit on you. I get it. Like that's what it is.
Just embrace it.
Like just
embrace it.
Just
make sure your partner is consenting, because all of you seem to have a problem with that as well.
Well, yeah.
So it doesn't matter what gender they are. They just need to be consenting.
Yes. The problem is everything that we just said would be great. We would love for them to just be okay with being gay, but they're also probably all rapists and pedophiles, which means that even if they did just decide that it was okay to be gay, they're still rapists, pedophiles, and they do need to go to jail. So, it's okay to, be repressed and, whatever, and be a dick. Okay. Like, eventually we want you to, stop being a dick and, come out and be yourself, because we actually don't give a shit. But if you're a billionaire oligarch rapist, it doesn't really matter if you're repressed, because we still want to eat you.
Yeah.
But if in the case of, if those things aren't true, yes, just kiss him. It's okay. And we want to support you. That's like, just, we really don't care.
It just boggles my mind how much destruction has come out of this Christian nationalist repressive, like, it really can't be overstated how much damage. Like, holy shit, guys, you guys will literally burn everything in the world to the ground before you will have an open relationship with another man.
Yeah, they'll kill their wives.
Insanity.
I'll kill my fucking wife before I have an open relationship with another man. Peter Thiel, what happened to your wife? What happened to her?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about it? Whatever happened to Ivana? Like, I think he just wants to be with Bubba. Like, where's he at? Like, dude, Trump, what's the next thing? Executive order legalizing bestiality? Like, you going to bring Bubba to the White House? You know, like I don't know, like just like these people are just like so I'm so over it. Like God, like
I know, me too.
I'm so over it.
And it's like so simple. It's like so simple to just it's like watching the movie from the 80s and you see the bullies and the bad guys and you know how easy it is to stop them,
Hmm.
and then eventually the group of gawky, gangly nerd kids does stop them.
Yeah.
So like we're all waiting. We're all waiting for the nerdy, gangly kids to where are the kids from Stranger Things right now?
Right.
Okay. We
Right.
need Dustin on a bicycle with a plan. Okay? That's what we need
Yeah.
in DC right
No,
now
it,
because I don't know what the fuck the Democratic Party's doing,
they're not
but
like
it feels like nothing
they're not. I don't think they're gonna do
else.
anything. Like unless like the only thing that does it is if they just have like a obnoxious majority in the House and they suddenly feel like they can be righteous heroes, but they're weak as fuck. And
Yeah.
that's it, right? Like also like Schumer and them need to go. Like they need to be voted out. I don't think the Democrats will destroy like steal elections. Okay, I don't think they'll like. I think if they lose, I think they'll be like I'm gonna go and take all my money and sit in a hole and see how this goes. Like, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll steal or do what these guys will do. But I do think that they need to be voted out, and you just need people who are gonna do things and it's like uh
I really
that
like the idea. Somebody had the idea that serving in public office should be like jury duty. You get a fucking letter
yes.
and you're a congressman for 2 years or 4 years or whatever your term will be. And you have to like you just so that way you have people that don't want to be there, so they're not lusting after power and money and greed and all that. And then you have people who actually understand what average people are going through. They actually know what the word groceries means, and they
In
know
my
what their
country,
power
we
bill
have a
costs.
thing called groceries. Can you believe it? They're
And so
groceries.
when a fucking and if you combine that with completely outlawing lobbying, then a corporation is going to come and try to talk to some plumber and he's going to be like, "What are you talking about? That sounds dumb as shit." And it's going to cost people like me a lot of money, so no. No, we're not gonna do that, bro.
These people have no
Bye.
skill.
Like, and that's it.
Like you just made a
That's
good
it.
point. Like the plumber, a politician has no skills. They offer no value to society, especially a
Yeah.
career politician. If you take away the politics, they have nothing. In fact, they wouldn't know what to do with
Yeah.
themselves. They have zero value. They offer nothing. They're only good at taking money and being lobbied and being malleable and being sneaky and selling snake oil. Okay, that's what they do. Like that is what a politician is inherently. There's a difference between a legislator and a politician. A legislator serves, a politician serves themselves. Like that is like the end all be all of it. Like and like the government, I don't know, like it just doesn't work. It's broken. It's so broken. Like and it's okay. Like it's okay to say it's fucking broken, guys. Like it's okay to say like, yo, this whole thing's fucking broken. Like if you got a new bike, okay, and like
Right.
you ate shit and your bike tires all fucked up and the the wiring or whatever's the wheels all bent, you don't have to get on and ride it home. Okay, I'm not gonna dog on you for not riding the bike home. Walk that shit home. Like it's
Right.
okay, the bike is
Mhm.
broken. Get off the bike and find a different way
Yeah.
because you can't ride it anymore. That is the US government. It doesn't fucking
Yeah.
work. It's broken. If it worked at all, none of this would be happening. None of it. Like because
This
if
is
it
why
worked, yeah.
this is why Thomas Jefferson, even though he was, highly problematic in a lot of ways, but he didn't want religion in government, number 1, and he thought that every 20 years we should assemble a congressional Congress, like a new a new Congress to write a new
Yes.
constitution for every generation. So every 22
You
years,
know,
so every 20 years you would convene, you would spend 2 years writing, and every generation would have their own constitution. So it would update for things like fucking AI. That
yeah.
wrote this shit.
Well, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is, 7 months ago, it's what I was writing. I said we need to have another constitutional Congress. While these
Yes.
universities still had a spine, I said, they need to bring experts in. How do you do this? It's called a shadow government. You pen a new constitution, okay? You pen a new one and you say, this is better. This is made for the time. You present it to the people and the people can choose to accept it. And then it's the will of the people versus the institution itself. But people
Right.
said to me, Shane, no, that'll never work. Why would you ever do that? We have to let the courts do their thing. Well, we did. We let the courts do their thing. And what the fuck happened? When people were energized and where they wanted to do something and when they were radical and they like were protesting, all the time, when that would have been the time. And now it's going to have to be when people are desperate and hungry, and not energized in the way because they were patriotic and happy and love their country, but because I and everyone else like me who is saying we need big change, we need something sweeping, we need something more. Like people screaming, were said, you're being ridiculous, you're crazy, you need to calm down, we need to let the system work because that's
Yeah.
the law. Well, now we're a lawless society in a country that's committing war crimes. And all we really need is to just, I don't know, amend the Constitution, like
Yep.
we know what is being done that's wrong. We can see it. It's right there. We don't even need to look really hard.
It
We
doesn't
can
make
say
any sense.
that's
Like
wrong.
if they want to compare it to a corporation, and like I did business consulting for a while, and like when you can so easily see the fucking problem and yet you want to insist on continuing the same processes in the same structure, like what do you think is going to change exactly? What I don't understand. If you leave everything the same, why do you expect a different result to happen?
Yeah.
You have to shake things up. You have to restructure. You have to look at what. So we've seen, I think the past year has been an excellent time for us to look at. It's like a stress test, right? So we've seen where every crack is. Oh, there's a crack there, there's a crack there, there's a crack there. So we've seen where all the weak parts in. Thank you, Donald Trump, for showing us
Oh
the
yeah.
every weak spot in our government so that now we can go fix those things, right? That would be the logical if they're wanting to run this like a business, but they don't want to run it like a normal business. They want to run it like some crazy Amazon type business with a bunch of serfs working for them. So they found out where all the stress points are and they're just going to push on those until they break. Like they're
They're
just going to
they're
fracture it on
capitalists,
purpose.
yo. They're capitalists. They're full-blown capitalists. I always say, this is where it's like, you know what, communism, you get Stalin, and then the Soviet Union implodes. Capitalism, they destroy the earth.
Yeah.
Which is worse?
Yeah.
Like, fucking, you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me. I'll be honest with you. Like capitalism fucking sucks balls. It blows. It's the absolute worst. I would rather work in a village and not make a dime, but contribute and be part of a community, and never
Yeah.
have money, but have enough to be happy and have like a community and have all the things that I really want to have and not have a system of currency or fucking a crypto wallet. I could give two shits about a crypto wallet. I would rather just, have a stable life where I feel like if I wasn't happy and me and my family could pick up our belongings and I don't know, like move somewhere else, like undo something without worrying that we won't have enough money to even like function or live at all. Like, just to be clear, like nothing about America is free because you don't have mobility. If you can't just move,
Yeah.
You can't just move.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go somewhere else because
That's what I was saying about the
mobility.
fucking flock cameras. Like, if we inform the citizens of Norfolk and then we put it to a vote after there's been a public information period where people can actually learn what these fucking cameras do, and then we have a vote and the majority of Norfolkians vote that they want to be mass surveilled, okay, that's the democratic process. And I just know that I need to leave and I don't need to live here because the majority has decided that they like being surveilled. But then there's the part of it that, like, we can't afford to uproot our family of 9 and just move.
Right.
Yeah. So it's democratic if we're locked in a place where we don't agree with the majority.
Absolutely.
And we're being surveilled.
That's the crux of it, is like, you know, like I was screaming yesterday about the farmer bailout. It's like literally sharecropping. I'm like, I literally said, hey, you AI with no feelings at all, I want you to find me a model of sharecropping. I want you to juxtapose, which means put it right next to. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to put them next to each other. And I want you to tell me what you think. Oh, they're the same thing, only different in name. Holy shit. Like, guys, hello. You're like, they're enslaving the farmers. They're actively enslaving the farmers.
They were harvesting those soybeans in like August, and you know, foreclosures take 90 days. So I just think it's real fucking convenient that the bailout comes after some of these farms have foreclosed.
They bought them up.
Isn't it? And JD Vance's investment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is he going to divest?
JD Vance is a farmer.
Like Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent, he divested.
I'm gonna make a graphic of JD Vance with his little bib overalls on, because he's a farmer now, because he probably owns so many farms, right?
Oh,
by extension.
You know, he only puts those on for Peter.
He can pretend to be a farmer like he pretended to be an Appalachian, because I promise you, everybody in Appalachia is like, nah, he's not.
They'd kick his ass. We don't want him. We don't want him.
No.
You know what I will say is, I think the greatest form of justice would be to make JD Vance speak in front of the UN with a clean shaved face, and
no eyeliner,
and no makeup.
Bare face, baby.
Yeah, baby face in front of the UN, and try and project his masculine energy with that fucking baby face. Because he can't. He without facial hair, he looks like he's 12.
He does.
And
he's so punchable too. It's such a punchable face.
Oh my god! I mean, if you put his face on a punching bag, I mean, I'd punch that thing until my knuckles were bloody. Because it's one of those things where I would love to. One, I'm not going to talk about hitting someone. That's where we're going here. You watch all these hearings and you're like, God, why don't these Congress people or these senators just be like, Kristi Noem, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, shut the fuck up. If I wanted to bring you here for you to make ad hominem attacks, I wouldn't fucking bring you here. This is
I don't even think they need to be like angry about it. I think they need to like have their little notebooks. And when they start misbehaving, when Kash Patel and Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi start with their little smart fucking mouths, they say, okay, so we're going to go to recess and we'll come back when you act like an adult. Okay, so let's sign us out. And when you can behave like an adult, we'll come back and talk. So we're going to take a 5-minute recess and see if you can get yourself together. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes, and maybe you can act like an adult. And if they come back and they do it again, they do it all over again, and they do it over and over and over. Like, no, you guys are placed in some of the most powerful positions in this country, and you're rolling your eyes at me like a teenager. Like, no. Okay, so you're gonna, because it's not just that they're showing disrespect to the elected officials. The elected officials each represent thousands of Americans. You're disrespecting
senators are
thousands upon thousands, millions of Americans when you roll your little eyes. So you're not going to disrespect my constituents like that. So we're gonna recess. And when you can rise to the level of the position that you're sitting in and behave in according to that fashion, we'll continue. Just like the press should walk out on that little gaslighting fucking psycho, man. Like, no, you're gonna start gaslighting us and telling us things you know are not true. You're gonna start personally attacking any individual member of the press. We're all going to get up and walk out. You're not going to get the audience you want, you know? So, okay, if you want to act like children, then we'll treat you like children and we can come back when everybody's ready to act like the age that they are. It's wild to me that nobody stops them. Nobody's
if
like,
they're allowed to if they're allowed to talk like that, okay? If they're allowed to talk to the senator like that, why can't the senator be like, you know what, shut the fuck up?
yeah.
Because you know what? They're president. They're president. If the next senator, if Alex Padilla, is sitting there and he's interviewing Kristi Noem and she's going off, and he's trying to talk to her about how she's fucking imprisoning veterans and there's veterans in the room, and she's trying to talk about how this dude's wife, who has been here since she's 11, has been in jail for 4 months after this guy served, that she should be in fucking jail. Then shut the fuck up, Kristi. Shut up. Up. You're disrespecting that veteran right now.
They caught her in a lie in real time where they said something about her deporting veterans, and she was like, "We do not deport veterans."
Yeah, and then they pull out an
iPad. Yeah, they pull out the iPad and they were like, "Well, look at this though. This is a veteran that you did, in fact,
he got shot
who
twice.
served
He got
and took
Purple
2
Heart?
bullets." Yeah. So you just lied in front of everyone. Like, there's no consequences for them lying either. There's no censure. There's no nothing. They just lie with impunity. They get caught. Nothing matters.
The craziest thing is, as I go through everything I'm looking at with Jared Kushner, okay, and the Kushner files, the best sources I have are the Senate investigations. The investigations already done by the United States Senate that are damning. But he's walking free. In fact, he's doing better than ever. So but that was under Biden. Like this,
and he's doing backroom deals.
Like, I don't know. Like, if the government, I'm getting that information from the government. You know what's even crazier though is a lot of the transcripts are disappearing. You have to go and get them from secondary sources. You have to I'll click on the website, like the link.gov, and it's not there. Like the old hyperlinked they're gone. And you have to go to like a secondary. So they're slowly going through and, deleting things and getting rid of this shit. Luckily the internet, never forgets, and someone is always smart enough to, copy it. But this is like, it's not like the fact of the matter is like they had 4 years under Biden with that report. They had the whole time. They could have jailed this guy. Like, the fact of the matter is this guy, Richard Grenell, the former director of national acting director of national intelligence, is walking around Serbia. Making deals with the prime ministers and the presidents for real estate. This guy was the fucking the director of national intelligence, and now he's doing the real estate deals with Jared Kushner at Affinity Partners. I don't guys, that's treason, because he's definitely using sensitive United States intel from his role as leverage. Like, he's committing that. If that's not treason, what is? Like, they that's the thing. It's like, oh, if Kamala was president, guys, I don't think it would even matter, because the fact of the matter is like there was 4 years under Biden to clean this shit up, because they did all of
Yeah.
this under the first time. Like all of the groundwork that has been laid, all of these things they've been doing, they
Yes.
got ready over the course of 2020 to 2024. I'm telling you because I'm reading about it.
I've been saying that the Democrats suffer from a lack of imagination. They cannot really grasp what the overall plan was, and they couldn't see all the little pieces of that plan that were put in place in the first administration and then kept going, like, sort of under the radar during Biden's administration. I mean, the shit they could have done, the codify LGBT rights, codify abortion. Like there's things that could have happened, and their lack of imagination, they never thought
Do you think
that
it
it
was
would
lack of
get to this.
imagination or a lack of shits to give?
Or that.
Because like look at Schumer and Jeffries now. Was it really a lack of imagination, or was Elon Musk not a Democrat long before he was a Republican? Who was giving the subsidies to who? Who was he lobbying at the time? He wanted EVs. Like I think that what you had was everybody, maybe they lacked imagination to the sense of like that they would just be willing to like flip, like that they actually were like, maybe they thought that like, oh, Elon likes electric cars, like why would he back Trump's big oil, like maybe that, or like maybe like I don't know, like it's like, are they really just like enablers? Like, because how many times, like I have to go back to the fact that like they opened the government. I was like, that is our moment. Keep that shit closed. Is they if you keep the government closed forever, they run out of money. That's really do. And all the Democrats have to do, and guess what? They can't pay the servicemen and women. Guess what upsets the servicemen and women? They're not getting paid. Okay. Why won't you release the Epstein files so I can get paid? I don't understand. But instead, like, what? Like, because now this was your one concession, is that they had to vote on the ACA subsidies. They couldn't let those go. This was your fucking hill. And they just like, they went and stepped right off. That's what we saw today. We saw Schumer step off the hill and say to 20 million plus people, yeah, fuck your healthcare. And we didn't pay all of those government workers for nothing, for all of that time that they struggled and they suffered. And they were on board with it because we were making a statement, we were fighting. But now, like, that now what? Now what? Even people whose healthcare, like, they have healthcare, like, just like premium, like 20%, like just for next year. Like, are you like, what the like, how the we're just all going to be uninsured, yo. Like, is that maybe that's it. Like, like maybe everyone just stops. Like maybe that's it, because one of two things happens, right? Like either, you let them extort you for health insurance, or, what, like people are going to just show up at hospitals and like get refused to be treated. Like, so you're just going to have bodies piling up in public hospitals. Right. Like, is that what you're going to do? Is that the optics that are acceptable? Because it's like, what, you want to pay your rent or you want to have healthcare? I don't know. People are going to stop paying. They're going to stop getting healthcare. It's going to stop.
Yeah, they are. I've read where this is the healthcare insurance death spiral, because people will drop off, right? Generally healthy people will just drop off. And so when those people leave the pool, the price will go higher. And so more people who maybe aren't like chronically ill and maybe have a couple of medical issues, they're going to drop off because they just don't have it they don't have the money. It's not even a budgeting issue. It's like, I literally don't have that in my budget, so I'm going to have to drop off, which then squeezes the pool even tighter drives cost up, and this goes on and on until health insurance is killed.
There's going to be
It's
a
killed.
mental health crisis because people are not
Mhm.
going to be able to afford their medication. And it's going to be awful. It's going to
Yeah.
be, I like, I don't know what I, what I would do without my meds. Like something I worry about, you know, I'm bipolar. Like that's shit I deal with. Like I know what it's like to not have my medication. Like you think I'm fucking crazy now, guys? I'm fucking crazy now. Like no, like you've no idea, you know. Like, but there's lots of people like me who like are, you know, we function because of the advances of like science. Like you're just gonna take all that away from people, like you know, and it's very like I don't know. I just like for me, it's this is what I don't know what the world they like. I think they know, like they think they know what they're gonna get. Like they think they know what they're asking for. Um, but like if you think like they only have to worry about Luigi, like wait until these people go off their meds. Okay,
Yeah.
you're worried about Luigi. Let me tell you, when millions of Americans cannot afford their medication simultaneously and they all have like psychotic breaks, I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of dead fucking CEOs. A
Yeah.
lot of dead CEOs. You want to take you take away the most um what's the word? Drug, I want to say drug, but like medication dependent population that has
Right.
been like, we've just been medicated to hell. Okay. Like for better, for worse, you're going to take that away from people and you're going to expect them not to like, cause
Well, they've already
someone's
done
going to
this.
take,
They've already began like the trial rollout by cutting that for veterans. And then you had 2 mass shooters this summer that were both Iraqi war vets, 2 separate ones. And then the rate of suicide has already gone up. Like there's a guy on my local next door, people have been making posts about this guy like riding around the neighborhood on a golf cart, yelling at people, just generally being like, you know, belligerent. And his sister finally got on there and posted and was like, that's my brother. He's an Iraqi combat vet, and the VA cut him off from his therapy and his meds. So he's just spiraling in our community, and we don't know like if he has access to firearms, if he could hurt himself, if he could hurt somebody else. And then you have like rednecks in the neighborhood talking about, well, if he drives through my yard, I'm going to shoot him. And I'm like, oh, support the troops, huh? What? Where did that energy go? Like you're going to shoot a mentally ill combat vet if he drives through a corner of your yard on his golf cart? Like, but you voted for this. Like you say all the time, anytime you're on social media, I voted for this. I voted for this. Yeah, I voted for this. So which is it? Like you voted for this.
you know, you know what I always say though, it's like no one voted for this. We voted for Kamala Harris. So I don't know, like, you know, we fucking voted for Kamala Harris. Okay. We didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
No one asked for this because only a third of maggots are real. I will say
Yeah.
they are not fucking real. They don't exist. The plausibility came from the millions and millions of fake people they created
But you know
on the
where they do
internet.
exist, where like I literally know people and see people, and then my son interacts with them a lot more than I do now. But the scary thing is where they exist is the military. They
Oh,
do.
it's because it's but it's like these young men and these guys don't all vote. They don't all vote. They didn't all come out and vote. Okay? Like it
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
them. Like women vote. I because I was watching the polls because my sanity was on on the edge. And I was watching the polls and I'm like, dude, he loses because women. Because women know what's fucking coming. And they voted mail-in ballots,
Yeah.
record numbers, every fucking where, everywhere. They threw those things out by the dozen. I know they fucking did. Okay, like this will hold has done it all. Okay, like you don't like the night of the election. I watched and I said they cheated. I didn't know anything. I said the fucking second the maps turned red like that, I'm like, I know the polls and that like the polls are never that fucking wrong. Okay. Like they're not that
Yeah.
wrong. Okay. Like these are Ipsos
Mhm.
is pretty solid. Like they stole it, and no one voted for this shit. I hate
Yeah,
it. I like,
Eric said that the numbers were fixed via Starlink. You know, I was outside my house one night and I look up and I see it literally looked like a UFO spacecraft. Like it, I was like, holy shit, because my husband watches
Starlink
alien
satellite.
shit all the time. And yeah, so I call him out there and I was like, look at this shit, you know, and so we look it up. We like do the Google image reverse search or whatever. Yeah, and it was Starlink, but then I was like, it was coming from the base. It was coming from the
Oh yeah,
fucking
they're using the
base.
base.
And then I
Yeah,
look it up
they're
and
using all.
they're using them.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally
You know,
nuts.
want to know
Like that's
something?
what I
The
did
worst
in the
thing I've ever.
military. I did comms, so that's fucking crazy to me. That's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
it really upsets me. If you ever, because when I was a kid, okay, like the most impactful movie I ever watched as a child was Wall-E. Okay, that movie, like, so impactful. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We can never become Wall-E. Not going to dwell too much on that because now I look at them in their chairs and I think about that retroactively, and that's really sad. But that's not even the sad thing that I was going to say, is that there's a scene in Wall-E where they zoom out and the earth is surrounded by garbage, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at a map, or like there's things you can go to track all the satellites. There isn't like they have put so many fucking Starlink satellites around the planet. They have
Yes.
made it look like Wall-E. They have polluted
Yes.
the goddamn orbit of Earth with their fucking capitalist garbage. All of his stupid satellites, because there was no fucking laws about how many satellites he can launch into fucking space. And they made our
They're
planet
everywhere.
look like a junk pile. It looks like a goddamn junk pile because of Elon fucking Musk, because 90% of those things are Starlink satellites. And I see them launch those things every day. Another one, another one, another one. Like, it's just like, oh, dude, stop. Like,
the International Space Station was like hit by satellite junk, wasn't it? And damaged. Either the International Space Station or like the Chinese space station, but like somebody's space station was hit by satellite junk and damaged.
There's 500,000 accounted pieces of space junk. So they have to like plan when they launch a satellite up there, whether or not it's like where it's going to be. But, you know, the irony in all of this too is like, you know, there's little things, right? Because I'm a nerd. So I also pay attention to all the space. If we're lucky, a solar flare hits Earth, and it's what's going to happen. And, you know, it always gives me some sense of peace, you know, because like no matter how much they fuck it up, they can't defy the universe. The universe, and eventually, you know, could be in 100 years. I think the last big one that happened, the last big solar flare, was when they had the telegram. And so the telegraph, and basically the Earth got hit by a solar flare, and every single one of them exploded simultaneously. Okay, like all the electronics on the planet just went. Poof. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if what Elon Musk would do? Like what would happen? I hope he's got a freaking cyber chip in his brain. I hope he's got like 40 when the next solar flare hits. He just drop like a bag of rocks. Just you freaking, or maybe it'll be but like they don't even like, it's all gonna get blown away. It'll take all those satellites, all that shit. It'll be gone. It'll be a nice clean orbit again. Eventually, all of the horrible plastic and all the things we've made will be pushed down into the mantle and melted into magma, and it will go away. You know, it will eventually. It's just like, I guess there's that, you know, like there's that exists, you know.
I guess we can just hope for a solar flare.
I mean, no, like, you know, but just a little bit. I'm counting. A little solar flare wouldn't hurt. Just maybe he can be up there in his Cybertruck. But you know, the reality, friends, is that yes, it really sucks. But like, we're still here. We're still ranting. We're still free to speak about how this is all really fucked up.
Yes,
And
at least we can still talk
Melissa
about
is
it.
still free to expose this shit going on in the Pentagon, and I'm still free to spend way too much time looking at Jared Kushner and his dirty dealings. And I'm,
He
I
looks
think,
like
he's
who's
a
the guy from the Addams Family, like the uncle from the Addams Family? Lurch? Is that what? Am I thinking about the right person? Yeah. That's what he reminds me of.
Kushner. He's like
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Ivanka, Richard Grinnell, and Kushner, and I was like, they were in Serbia, and I was like, oh, they're with the Serbian president, and I saw this picture, and like Kushner standing in the front, right, and then Ivanka's like standing behind him, right next to Richard Grinnell, and I was like, oh, dude, he's getting like Grinnell's banging his wife, like she's standing next to like Kushner, Melania stands next to Trump. Like she does not like this man. And like if you like look at their marriage, like it's a business, it's entirely transactional, right? Like they never actually spend
Yeah.
time together. Like they're constantly, and I was like, oh,
I'm sure her father
oh,
arranged the marriage. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because they wanted to. It was a marriage of two real estate dynasties. Like it's literally like a
Yeah.
fucking. It was his whole life is basically just being a little rat and groveling at the feet of rich and powerful men because he can never be one of them. I can imagine like he would
Yeah.
have very little appeal to a woman, especially someone like Ivanka, who has had to, for better or for worse, definitely grow up and become some form of mob boss daughter in that world. Like,
Yeah.
like she probably thinks he's a huge little bitch. And Grinnell is gay and a bottom. There, maybe, like, but maybe not. Maybe he's bi and a bottom, right? Like maybe, because I gotta tell you, Kushner looks like a wet noodle. I mean, he is not
Mm-hmm.
a handsome fella. He's not a good looking guy. And I'm not
No.
saying that to be petty. I'm saying that because I'm petty and I hate him. But he's also not a good looking guy. But I don't know.
He's
That's all I
not
got for you guys today.
even remotely.
Yeah. I think.
Hold on, I'm gonna throw this up there so you
Yes.
can
Oh yeah.
you
You got
tell
the QR
everyone.
codes and everything. Look at that.
Look at it.
Um.
I'm big time now. I'm big
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, everybody. I'm Shane. I'm the founder of the Firebrand Project. Um, the other person on the Rant Act. And if you guys want to support my work, I do investigative journalism. I do a lot of like corporate corruption, geopolitics, kind of just, I like to take puzzle pieces, put them together, and make the really ugly picture. Because it's easier if we can see the picture. It gives you power, despite the fact that we're all sitting here and a little mundane about the fact that shit's fucked up. I think all of us would much rather know what we're looking at than not, and that's something that we can all do together. The Firebrand Project, our goal is to forge dialogue, burn bright, and change the national narrative, and that's something that I'm able to do thanks to everyone who chooses to join me over at the Firebrand Project. So I sincerely hope
Yes,
you come and join
please
us.
subscribe. Please subscribe. He's so
Yes.
freaking smart. And if you like are at all curious, even slightly in science, scientific matters, space matters, the way he explains stuff and breaks it down, so like it's so easy to understand. I had a driveway moment, like an NPR driveway moment, listening to Shane talk about black ice, ice, zombie ice. So
Zombie
yeah,
ice. It's not Plants versus Zombies,
it's
guys. I
not
wish it was. I wish it was. But
right.
it's knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. So if you
Yes.
come get it. And speaking of knowledge is power, guys, Counterstory Media. All right, go check out Melissa's publication. She's doing great work. She breaking some huge stories, and she's making waves. And she
Yes.
I have nothing but the most respect for Melissa and what she does. And I'm infinitely lucky to have this time with her every Thursday on Banner and Backbone, where we can just talk shit for 2.5 hours, and it's a good time. So
it's good to catch up because like by Thursday there's like so much crap,
yes,
by Thursday of every
hmm
fucking week in this country, there's so much crap that we have to like wade through so that
yes,
we can go into our weekend and be able to drop
yes,
everything. I'll work on it. I'll work on
absolutely.
it. Hold on. Let's see. Where's our host here? Go down. No, go down. Not that
Banner,
again. Nope.
Banner and Backbone. There it is.
Savannah, Savannah. Yeah, yeah. Nick Pero is just absolutely like a locomotive
He's
with Banner and
superhuman.
Backbone, just chugging along.
Super
Yes,
human.
I don't know how
Superhuman.
he does everything.
No.
Hmm. So
And
definitely show some love to Banner and Backbone for real, for real.
yes.
Okay, I'm going to bed and I'm going to
Yeah, dude, it's like what, like
have
9:30
sweet,
right
sweet
now? Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
dreams.
Guys,
Right. Yeah, all my
thank you
kids
so
are in
much.
bed. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight
Yes.
for the Rant Act.
Yes. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. We'll be back next week. And with that
Yeah.
time, hopefully by that time comes around, maybe we can all cross our fingers that Pete Hegseth is in The Hague. So we can all dream. We can all dream and dream big.
Here's to dreaming.
Everybody, burn bright, resist. Take care. It was good to see you.
All right. Have a good one.